I hosted Thanksgiving for the first time. Cleaned for days. Cooked for 12 people. Bought everyone's favorite dishes. My brother showed up, looked around, and said, "Is this it? It smells weird." My mother pulled out a Tupperware of her own stuffing and said, "Just in case yours wasn't right." They all laughed when I burned the rolls, and my cousin said, "Classic you." I ate alone in the kitchen while they watched football. When they left, they took all the leftovers. Even the plates I'd bought. The next day, they posted a family group photo without me. I need to get this off my chest because I've been holding it in for too long. Last Thanksgiving broke something in me. I still haven't invited anyone over since. I'd never hosted Thanksgiving before. Not once. My family never trusted me with big things. I was always the one asked to bring the rolls, or just bring napkins. And every year, I did it with a smile, even though it made me feel like a kid at the grown-up table. Like I didn't count. I'm 35 now. I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I've been here for a few years since I moved away from Milwaukee after things got bad. Long story short, my ex cheated on me, I had a breakdown, left school, and went into therapy. I won't sugarcoat it, I was a mess. But I pulled myself together. I worked hard. Got back on my feet. I bought a modest 2-bedroom house. I have a stable job in HR at a local clinic. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. So last year, I told the family I wanted to host Thanksgiving. I said it over text. My mom called right after. "You want to host?" she asked. Her tone was surprised. Not happy surprised. More like confused. "Yeah," I said. "I have the space. I think it would be nice." After a long pause, she said, "Well, if you're sure." That should have been my first clue. I spent 4 days getting ready. I deep cleaned every surface. I vacuumed places no one would even look at. I lit candles in every bathroom. I rearranged my furniture to make more space. I borrowed a folding table and chairs from my neighbor so everyone could sit comfortably. I planned the menu weeks in advance. I called everyone to ask what dishes they loved most. Green bean casserole for my brother Mark, extra crispy onions on top. My mom liked canned cranberry sauce, the jelly kind with the ridges still on it. Aunt Donna loved sweet potato pie with toasted marshmallows. I wrote it all down. I shopped in shifts because I don't have a huge fridge. I even made a detailed cooking timeline so everything would be ready on time. Thanksgiving morning, I got up at 5 a.m. I started with the turkey. It was 16 pounds, more than enough for 12 people. While it roasted, I peeled potatoes, chopped celery, mixed cornbread. By noon, my kitchen was a war zone, but I was on schedule. I hadn't even changed out of my old hoodie yet when the doorbell rang at 2:30. Mark was the first one in. He stepped inside, looked around, and made a face. "Is this it?" he asked. I blinked. "What do you mean?" He sniffed. "It smells weird. Like burnt sugar or something." "You burned the turkey?" "No," I said. "That's probably the carrots. I glazed them with brown sugar." He shrugged and dropped his coat on my new dining chair without asking. Then Mom came in behind him. She gave me a quick kiss on the cheek and handed me a giant Tupperware container. "What's this?" I asked. "My stuffing," she said, like it was normal. "I made stuffing," I replied. "I know," she said, smiling. "But just in case yours wasn't right." I stood there for a second, not sure how to respond. She walked past me into the kitchen like she owned the place. Put her container on the counter. Didn't ask. Didn't offer to help. People kept arriving. Aunt Donna. Uncle Terry. My cousin Rebecca and her husband. Grandpa, even. Everyone made their way in. I had little place cards with their names, no one mentioned them. No one said a thing about the decorations or the food. Just took their seats, made jokes, turned on the game. When I brought out the rolls, yes, I made them from scratch, I dropped the tray. Half of them hit the floor. Rebecca laughed first. Classic you. Everyone else joined in. I tried to laugh too, but I felt my face go hot. Dinner went by in a blur. They tore through the food, barely saying a word. No compliments. No thank yous. No one touched my stuffing. They all used Mom's. I'd spent hours on my mashed potatoes, hand-whipped, perfectly seasoned, but Grandpa said they were a bit lumpy. My sweet potato pie. Barely touched. After they ate, they went straight to the living room. Football. Beer. Laughter. No one helped clean. Not a single person asked if I needed anything. I scraped plates and washed dishes by myself while they yelled at the TV. I sat on a bar stool at the kitchen counter, eating cold green beans off a plate. I didn't want to cry, but my chest hurt. They were right there in my house, and I felt like I didn't exist. When they finally left around 8, they cleaned out the fridge. Every single container I'd bought for them was packed full. Turkey, pie, casserole, all gone. Even 2 of my plates were missing. The next morning, I opened Facebook and saw a photo. Rebecca had posted it. Everyone was in my living room, smiling, wine glasses raised. I wasn't in the picture. I was in the kitchen, washing dishes, when they took it. They didn't wait for me. They didn't notice I wasn't there. That was the moment something in me snapped. I didn't say anything right away. I just sat there staring at the photo. 12 of them. All laughing. Standing in front of my wall, on my rug, with my decorations in the background. My turkey, my food in their bellies, my dishes in their hands. I was the one who had planned, cleaned, cooked, hosted. And I was the only one not in the photo. That weekend, I didn't return any of their texts. I didn't like the post. I didn't comment. I didn't answer when my mom called on Sunday to say thanks and maybe we'll do it at Donna's next year, just to switch it up. She didn't ask how I felt about anything. No one did. It was like they'd already erased me from the whole thing. By Monday morning, I was still angry. Not just sad, angry. I took a personal day from work and sat down with a notebook. I wrote out everything that had happened, moment by moment. I made a list of what I bought, what I cooked, how long I spent preparing. Then I looked up what it all cost me. Groceries, $248.57 extra folding chairs and table, $78. Serving platters I borrowed and cleaned, 3 hours of labor cleanup after, 5 hours, solo emotionally. It cost way more. I wasn't going to let it go. So I did something small at first. I logged into the group chat and posted the list. That exact list. No message. No anger. Just, Thanksgiving expenses turkey, 16 pounds $38 green bean casserole, $14 mashed potatoes, $9 sweet potato pie, $11 rolls, from scratch 4 hours plus ingredients cranberry sauce, yes, the canned kind. $2 disposable trays plus to-go containers, $17 plates, 2 missing $24 hours cleaning before and after, 10 plus no one responded for a full day. Then Rebecca finally replied, what is this? I said, just the cost of the Thanksgiving I hosted and got erased from. Silence. Then Mark jumped in, you're being dramatic. It was just a family dinner. You offered to host. I replied, and you all took advantage of me like I was a damn waitress you didn't plan to tip. Mom finally responded. She sent a long message about how I was misreading things, that no one meant to hurt me, and maybe this is coming from a place of stress. She used the word overreacting twice. So I decided to go further. I printed the photo, the one I wasn't in, and mailed it back to Rebecca. Just the photo, no note. Then I sent each of them the same photo, one by one, with a post-it stuck on it. Mine said, "This is what family looks like to you." For Mom, I added, "Thanks for the backup stuffing. You clearly knew I'd fail." For Mark, "Next time, don't come if it smells weird." I didn't hear from anyone for 2 weeks. Nothing. Not even Grandpa. Then out of nowhere, I got an email from Aunt Donna. It was short. "I had no idea you felt this way. I'm sorry. I thought everything was fine. Maybe we should talk." I didn't reply right away. I needed time to think. Because for the first time, someone actually said the words, "I'm sorry." But while that was sitting in my inbox, Rebecca posted again on Facebook. A long post about how some people just can't let go of drama, and family isn't always perfect, but it's about love, not scorecards. It was vague. No names. But I knew it was about me. So I screenshotted it. And then I made a decision. I started planning something. Not something petty. Not a tantrum. I wanted them to feel it the way I had. They made me feel like I didn't belong. Fine. I'd show them what it's like to be left out completely. I spent the next few weeks thinking. Not raging. Just thinking. Quiet, cold thinking. Rebecca's post pissed me off, but it also gave me a clear idea of how they all saw me, dramatic, fragile, always looking for sympathy. It made me realize that no matter how hard I worked to earn a place at the table, they were never going to see me as equal. I'd always be the side dish. Never the main course. So I planned something simple. Something slow. Something they wouldn't see coming. In January, I started pulling back, quietly. I stopped responding to group texts. I ignored invites. I didn't comment on their posts. I wasn't angry out loud anymore. I just faded into the background. A ghost. Still there, but not involved. When Mom called me in February to ask if I was coming to Rebecca's baby shower in March, I said I wasn't sure. She got quiet. Then she said, "Well, let us know, okay? Rebecca's really counting on gifts from family." And that's when it clicked. Gifts. Money. Help. That's what I'd always been to them. A backup. Someone to bring things. Do things. Host things. Provide, but never belong. So I decided I'd stop being useful. I skipped the baby shower. Didn't RSVP. Didn't send a gift. I waited to see what would happen. 2 days after the shower, Mark called me out of nowhere. "Are you okay?" he asked. "You've been kinda off." "I'm fine," I said. "Just been thinking a lot." "About what?" "About who shows up for me. And who doesn't." Long pause. Then he said, "Okay, well, we all appreciate you hosting Thanksgiving. But you're still going on about that?" That was the last time I spoke to him. But it wasn't the end. Because I didn't stop with just pulling away. I took it a step further. You see, for years, I'd been the one keeping the family organized. Sending group reminders. Making spreadsheets for holiday meals. Managing the secret Santa list. Handling birthday reminders. I had a spreadsheet that included addresses, favorite colors, food allergies, even sizes for the kids. So I deleted it. All of it. Every file, every document, every shared folder. Then I waited. By mid-March, Aunt Donna called me in a panic. "Hey, I can't find the birthday list. Do you still have the one with the grandkids' birthdays? No, I said calmly. I don't keep things that aren't appreciated. There was silence. She didn't know what to say. In April, I got a text from Tyler, Rebecca's husband. Hey, do you have the RSVP doc for the 4th of July thing? We don't know who's bringing what. I replied, nope. Good luck with that. That's when it really started to sink in for them. They weren't just missing me at dinners. They were missing the glue that held things together. The silent workhorse they never thanked. I watched from the sidelines as things began to unravel. Rebecca tried to organize a potluck for Easter. Half the people brought dessert. No one brought main dishes. My mom forgot to invite 2 cousins. Grandpa didn't even show, no one reminded him. And then, in late April, I got an invitation in the mail. Rebecca was having a second baby shower. This time, it was invite only. My name wasn't on it. They had officially decided I was no longer family enough for invitations. It should have hurt. But it didn't. Because by then, I was already deep into the second part of my plan. I had something bigger coming. I was about to flip the whole family structure on its head, without raising my voice, without confrontation. Just a quiet shift of power. And it all started with Grandma's will. I didn't know about Grandma's will at first. No one really talked about it. She'd passed away 2 years before Thanksgiving, and the estate had been handled privately, or so Mom said. But one day, in early May, I ran into Mrs. Gilbert, Grandma's old neighbor, at the grocery store. She asked how I was holding up. I thought she meant in general, so I just said, I'm fine. Then she said something that stopped me cold. Your grandma was always proud of you. She told me she left you something special in the will. I hope it brought you some comfort. I just stared at her. I hadn't gotten anything. Not a call. Not a letter. Not a single word. When I got home, I dug out my files. I called the probate office in Milwaukee. Turns out, yes, Grandma had a will. And yes, I was named in it. She had left me her jewelry box, an old sewing machine, and, this was the big one, her part ownership in a small lakeside cabin she'd shared with her sister. My great-aunt still lived nearby and co-owned it. I never got any of it. Because no one told me. I hired a lawyer. I didn't ask. I didn't send warnings. I just filed the claim. 3 weeks later, Mom called me. First time since February. Her voice was high and tight. What are you doing? Reclaiming what was left to me. You don't need that old place, she snapped. It's been sitting and used. Doesn't matter, I said. Grandma wanted me to have it. And you hid that from me. You're tearing the family apart over a cabin and a box of junk. No, I said, calmly. You did that the day you erased me from my own house. The fallout came fast. My lawyer pushed for access to everything I'd been denied. And once we opened the door, it turned out the will had a lot more details than anyone wanted to admit. Turns out, Grandma had left me more than just the cabin. She'd left me her half of the family trust. Not huge money, but enough. And when I asked why I never got it, the answer was simple: my mom and Mark had agreed to split it quietly, assuming I didn't care. It was fraud. Clear and plain. They tried to play it off, said it was a misunderstanding. They begged me not to press charges. I didn't. But I made them pay me back. Every cent. With interest. That money. I used it to fix up the cabin. I took time off work. Spent weekends painting, replacing the roof, sanding floors. It became mine. I started inviting people. But not them. I invited coworkers. Neighbors. Friends. People who showed up. People who noticed me. One day in August, I posted photos online of a big cookout at the cabin. People laughing, eating, drinking on the deck. Someone commented, "Looks like a perfect family." Rebecca messaged me 10 minutes later, "Wow. I see how it is." I didn't respond. In September, Mom showed up at my house. First time since Thanksgiving. She looked tired. Smaller somehow. She said, "We miss you." I said, "No, you miss what I did for you." She cried. Said she made mistakes. Said family sticks together. I told her family doesn't take and take and take until you're empty and then laugh when you burn the rolls. We stood there in silence. Then I said, "I'm done trying to earn a seat at your table. I built my own." She left without another word. This year, for Thanksgiving, I'm hosting again, but not for them. I've got 10 people coming. Not a single one is related to me by blood. But every one of them has seen me. Helped me. Respected me. That's all I ever wanted. That's what family means now. And when they bring rolls, I'll tell them, burned or not, they're welcome at my table.